Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at a new piece of equipment that we just got here for the ranch and doing a little bit of a review on it for you. This is a Hightop HT20. It's a little 2-ton mini excavator. Comes with a 25 horse diesel. I believe it's the Lidong engine in it. Over the next little while we're going to be doing several reviews and testing it out. Again, I just picked it up last night, so I've just got it setting out here. We're going to be getting all the wrapping off of it and everything and kind of see what we think of it. So yeah, let's get started. So as I'm starting to get all the wrapping off of this, they've got the plastic on the seat really wrapped in underneath of these panels. So I'm taking the screws out so we can get behind it to get the plastic off. And one of the first things that I noticed when I put this back on is these pieces right here are pretty low quality. It's kind of janky to put back on there. As you can see, it just kind of flops around in there. It doesn't actually lock in at all. But oh well, that's kind of least of my concerns at this point, but just one thing to note. Okay, so just do a quick walk around again of this now that I got all the wrapping and everything off of it. It's got that hydraulic thumb on it with the option for still a second auxiliary on it if we want to put like an auger. Does come with a little light. All right, so let's take a look back here at the engine. Up. Now, I was happy to see that they were smart enough to put in a little hood latch here. If I'm smart enough to figure out how to get it out of there. There we go. And nowhere particular to put it, so we'll just put it up through that. Okay, so again, this has that 25 horse Lidong engine in it. So part of what I'm really reviewing is this engine for trying to figure out if it is actually a decent engine at all. It's got that KM 385 in it. They got a nice solid steel iron guard on the back of it here. I really do like that. And then it still has the actual guards here for the rear in case you do run into something, you're not damaging the engine components. It runs pretty quiet. I'm happy with how quiet it is. So looks like we got the oil filter there. And the hydraulic pump is down in there on that. Now it does have right here, you can see your hydraulic level as well as the temperature that's running on it. So it's not built into the electronic gauge that this thing has on it, but they at least do provide that for you. Here's the filler for your fuel and your hydraulic fluid. This piece I haven't been happy with. When I first got it, I realized it was messed up. This piece here is bent, so we'll have to look at getting that fixed to where we can actually latch that shut and have it aligned correctly. And I have to read the manual yet. I don't even know which one of these is what yet. But we'll get to that in a bit. So one of the favorite things about this machine that I'm really glad it has is the lockout right here, and we'll look into that in a bit. But if that is up, none of your controls are going to work at all. So it's a nice safety thing. The seat does slide back and forth. It does come with the seat belt. The roll cage on it is better than a lot of them that I've seen. I don't know if I would trust this thing against 4,000 pound machine rolling on it, but it does give me more confidence in some of those smaller 110 models that just seem pretty flimsy, and in a lot of cases people just take them off anyway because of the space constraints. All right, so we'll fire it up here. It's a pretty cold day. It's only about 40 degrees out today, so we'll kick this on. So another cool thing that this model has is the electronic gauge system here. So it's going to go through and tell you we've got 1.5 hours on it. It shows you what the RPM level is, which is reading 0 right now, but battery's 13.8 volts. Yeah, so half fuel tank. It's going to show the temp there with coolant, which is really awesome. I'm glad they've got that on there. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the rest of it does, but we'll figure it out. So your other pieces of your controls are, this here is the actual kill switch for it. You can turn the key back off while it's running and it won't do anything. You can actually take the key out while it's running. Yeah, that is the kill switch there, just to pull that lever. Shuts the mechanical fuel pump for it. Light switch. I probably will end up adding more lights to this thing as we go. Everybody that knows me knows I like to put tons of lights on everything. So this here, it's kind of funny. They have this backwards. This has the image of the horn on it. It is not. The horn is actually on this side. Let me turn it on real quick. So it's got a pretty loud horn. However useful that is, I don't really know, but could be. So this side, the button actually is what controls your swing on the boom. To control the hydraulic thumb, that's this foot pedal here. One of the things to have that's a must. And then of course this is lifting your bar there, the blade, and then your track controls themselves. So, not that most of you that are probably watching this are somewhat familiar with these, but just in case. Okay, so I did want to show that real quick. Just again, pull this up, it's out of your way. Nothing works. I say that. I guess the tracks do work. I was wrong. but your actual loader controls don't do anything. So you still have to be careful with hitting that if you climb in and out of the thing, but at least your loader's not gonna get bumped on accident. Also, turn it off real quick. When the machine is off, even if you have the lockout option turned off where your controls would normally be active, when the machine is off, you do have no control over the hydraulics. So I really do like that, in my personal take. Yeah. As time goes on, I will dig more into the smaller details of this thing. I think a lot of the highly used areas do have grease zerks on them. However, there are some that don't, and I believe from other videos I've seen, and you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but they have to remove these and actually put a grease zerk on them. So that's probably what we'll have to do in several areas on this machine, but it does have at least some points covered already. This is your control for switching from running the thumb to, if you put on an auxiliary attachment like an auger, you will switch this over to from A to B on each side. So yeah, we'll do some videos coming up here of actually using the machine, seeing it in action. I've got firewood I've got to go split for the rest of today, but I did want to get this little short video on it just to let people kind of know. My overall take with it, I wasn't sure. This is the first one of these I've actually owned, but from everything I've been looking at, I wasn't real happy with the 1 ton size, and then I was going to get a 1.5 ton, and I finally was like, you know what, let's go ahead and make it a diesel and step up to the 2 ton size. And I'm really glad that I did. And I say that without even actually using the machine for anything yet. But some of the big key reasons are the hydraulic joystick controls that it comes with. Obviously the diesel is a plus, pending that this engine turns out to actually be good and reliable. We'll find that out soon. The swing boom was cool. That wasn't a must-have for me. That was just kind of a plus of getting this model. Had to have a hydraulic thumb on it, so we made sure we got that. But I really like having the electronic display up here. It's just kind of nice to be able to look down, see what your fuel level is, see how your temps are doing. Like I said, it doesn't have the hydraulic temp, but at least your engine temp you'll be able to monitor from up there. So far I'm more pleased than I thought I would be. Again, there's a couple little things that obviously aren't the best, especially something like this, and the fact that you have to take the covers off, or these seat cushions off, just to get the plastic off. But you know, that is what it is. This seat also does change the angle of the backrest here, and again, the floor space here is pretty tight. That is a negative thing, especially with boots on. You don't have a good place to put your feet without bumping into one of these. So I'm sure I'll get used to it more with where to put them, but those are just minor things. I mean, again, you're buying a 2-ton machine. They're pretty tight anyway, no matter if you buy a Kubota or John Deere or something like that. It's not going to have a ton of room, but that would be one of the downsides of these. But overall, I'm very, very pleased with the quality. Again, with what you're trying to expect out of a $13,000 machine, I think it's pretty fantastic. And I would definitely recommend stepping up to at least this size at a minimum. A lot of people just want to buy the ones that are 5,000 or 6,000, and if you're just wanting one for your own backyard and you're only planning on using it just here and there, sure, I guess maybe that would work. But everybody that I talk to that's out there is always wishing they would have gone a little bit bigger, and I think this is kind of a great point to start at, even if you are just using it occasionally. it's just going to run smoother. A big perk with the diesel is being able to run those RPMs at a lot lower rate, and just still have that power that you need to. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it and really test out its capabilities and see how well it's made when we put it under pressure. So stay tuned to the channel. We'll be doing lots of videos on this thing over the next few months. We got some jobs coming up we're going to be using it on, and we'll see how it performs. So thanks, guys.